Bye. What up? Um, obviously, watch the game tonight is why we're late. Um, if you can call it a game, holy smokes, man. That was brutal a little bit. Who, Mahomes? That was brutal. That was brutal. I think even if you're a Phillies fan, you're disappointed because you expect to see a game. But don't you? I mean, okay, people don't want to see a three-peat. That's your own issue. See a doctor. But you want to see a game, though. Certainly. I mean, I just want to see a game. And then it's always like every other game when somebody's choking and then they're so far behind, they actually finally loosen up and stuff happens, but it's always too late. It's always too late. Anyway, it's just like the Notre Dame deal. It's like one team showed up and the other team didn't. I mean, I'm okay to lose. There's nobody blaming the refs now, right? Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Brutal. Yeah, I wanted to see the commercials. That was it. I mean, I like football. Uh, it's a fun game to watch when there's a game. But what in the world was that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm coming on to say hello. Uh, yeah. That's pretty much it. Nah, man, Kansas didn't show up. They're fun to watch sometimes. They didn't show up. They didn't show up, man. And the halftime show just sounded like one song to me, just the whole time. Oh, I didn't see that, Eric. I mean, part of it. I mean, listen, we like the Chiefs around here. My kid likes Mahomes. We've been fans, uh, and my daughter likes the Chiefs because of the Taylor Swift deal. I kind of thought I mean, man, I a little bit thought I kind of wanted to see Kelsey get one and then just be done. Go ahead and retire. It's okay. You've gotten soft, I think. Like, go ahead and retire. Was it this against Drake? Yeah, who cares? So stupid. That's the halftime show. This is where we're at. Apparently, that dude won like 1,000,000 Grammys or something. This is where we are. This is it. This is it. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, end on a good note. I'm not even mad at him missing that low pass. That was awful. But I think a younger guy might have got it. You know what I mean? I think that game ages you quick. I was just thinking, you know what? Go ahead, win you another one. Get your 3-peat. Go do Pfizer ads. We'll see you. We'll see you later. Because who's that other guy they have that's super underrated? It's another 80 number. I literally think the dude's last name is Taylor. But there's a receiver underrated completely on the Chiefs that seemed to always pick up the slack. Like, hit that dude. I think Pacheco, did he even play? What's up, Jeff? What up, everybody? Oh, man. And it's okay. You don't ever want your team to lose, but you want your team to play, though. Like they had a chance. I'm not really surprised, though. They eked by, I felt like, all year. I mean, hindsight being 2020, it's like, man. I just wanted to see a game, that's all. So what are you guys doing? I imagine watching the game. Yeah, Worthy had a couple touchdowns. For 130? What, the Carbon Z, Brian? Which one's 130? Which one, Brian Chambers? I know there is a new sale going on until what, the 23rd? Dude, the F86 Wrangler is big money off again. So yeah, Fire Team. Yep, it's on sale. Tower Hobby Cessna. I gotcha. 130. I mean, dang. Nah, I think it's the Tower one, is what it is. Yeah. There is money off the big Carbon Z one, but I don't remember how much. I just saw it. But yeah, dude, the Wrangler SX6 is on sale. No, I'm not into trains. Do you like trains? Do you like turbos? Do you like timbers? 120 off the 150T. Yeah. Yeah, dude, paddle tires. I'd like to almost get some of those for the snow. I think I've ran paddles once, and it was on a 2-wheel drive, and it was a little bit of a joke, but it was still cool. Trains would be cool though. I mean, I'm not into them, but I see why guys are. I think whatever allows you to get in your head and be somewhere else without having to leave the house is kind of cool. I was trying to do that today, but the oven took a dump, and so I spent half the day running around town looking for a tiny little element that no one has, but everybody's website had it, but no one. It's literally the easiest thing to fix almost on an oven. It's a little it's a little tiny element that just glows, and then it opens up the gas, and boom, there you go. Um, Such an easy, primitive part that it doesn't even matter which manufacturers you use, it seems. Polarity doesn't matter because all it is a short, basically. That's what the heat is, crossing the streams, right? Doesn't even matter whose you have. It's such an easy fix, and I spent half the day trying to find one. So pissed. Yeah, the igniter. That's it. It just glows. That's it. There's nothing fancy to it. Just a tiny little element. Viper 90, man. Yeah, good times. Yeah, little igniter. I watched one video and I'm ready to fix it. Save a bunch of money, but I can't get it done. Ended up ordering it. So my wife had to split to cook pizzas for the game and then bring them home. So stupid. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy enough with being like installing them. I'm gonna have to get ceramic wire nuts, but I'm pretty sure the kit I ordered has them. But like way cheaper than having somebody come out. I literally was just wanting to find an oven on the side of the road and like steal it out of it because it's an easy deal. It really is. I put a condenser fan motor in my fridge just to buy a new fridge. Yeah. If this part doesn't do it, then it may be new oven time. I wear my steel-toed boots, walk through the aisle, kick a few, and then ask about the scratch and dent section. Like, we don't have a scratch and dent section. Well, did you see these? Nice. Model rocket igniter. Yeah, that glow element thing has to, I'm pretty certain it's not just lighting the gas. I mean, it is just lighting the gas, but it also opens up the valve to let the gas out to be lit. So when it doesn't work, the valve doesn't open. From what I've gathered with 5 minutes of study on YouTube University. But what's up, Mountain RC? Yeah. I mean, if $25 part fixes it, I'm cool with that. It's kind of my thing around here. Like it was the water heater the other day. And it was done. But I installed it. You know what I mean? It's kind of my thing. I think it's one of the only reasons my wife likes me is because I fix stuff. So anyway, anything interesting happen on the internet while I've been gone? So next Thursday, this Thursday, I'll be here. But Saturday, and the next Thursday, I don't think so. Yeah. And I'm potty trained. Yeah. You assume too much. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up. So, what's up, Michael Bear? Yeah. So there could be a couple things wrong, but that's probably what it is. Because if that doesn't go, then the gas won't open up. But the cooktop, the where you boil water, that was fine. So the gas was good. Guys at the field found a professional tree climber on call for $50 to retrieve planes out of the trees. Oh man, that's a good deal. I rented a bucket truck it for $150 one time to get one out of the top of a tree one time. It was so high up there, he sent me up in the bucket to get it. He didn't want to go. I don't think he wanted to go that high. Yeah, $50 is cheap, man. That dude should be charging $100, you know? That's a good deal. That is a good deal, man. $50. So listen, yeah, it's going to be a short one. It is just like a furnace, except it's even lower key. It's lower tech. It's even lower tech. It really is just a controlled little, I mean, the element's about this big in a little cage that bolts right next to the burner. the polarity doesn't even matter, and the manufacturer doesn't even matter. It's just so simple a device, little tiny element. And this one, I mean, the nature of the beast is they'll eventually not conduct, and I think that must be what it is. I hope that's what it is, because if it's up in it more than what I can get to, then I'm probably not the one to fix it. First plane I want to fly when the weather breaks. That's a great question for all of you guys. Tell us in the chat, what is the first plane that you guys want to fly when the weather breaks? My mind can't help but to go to the big Trojan, the Carbon Cub, but yeah, thanks, Pops. Probably big Trojan. I think I was thought I was going to get some like Sportix action and maybe something like that. Reitza likes to dust the cobwebs off with his FMS 1700 Cub. All of them, yeah. Good answer. Yeah. What about you guys? MPD, Carbon Cub. Yeah, I got a glider here that's got flaps. That FMS 2.3 Fox would be fun. The little PC-21's a good time, but I got my Vipers and stuff like, but I probably, in my mind, I think about prop jobs first, but I'll bring a jet also. You know what I mean? The Rafale is a lot of fun with the high alpha, and the Viper 90 is just a good all around like ripper also. So yeah, but I mean, I also jonesing on my P40 and even any one of my P47s, 1.2 or 1.5. I'm not sure. I do love me a P47 though. Good question. Yeah, too windy. Take out that high wing stuff, man. Flipping safe and then fly like a kite. I think that's super fun. Sometimes. Yeah. Big Troj is a blast though, man. Because that covers a lot of bases. I can rip it, but it also just lands like a dream. If it's windy, I don't care. That thing's fantastic. Michael Bear says his first flight will be a Harbor Freight Sky Prancer Mark II. Is that true? Is that true? Man, the 1.2 E-Flight Thunderbolt's amazing, and the 1.5 Thunderbolt is my, those are my two favorite. Eddie K flew his Viper 90 without AS3X. Nice. I like to fly mine in safe and reverse thrust at the same time. For short durations. And then flip it out right right before it meets the end of its life. Yeah, jugs fly amazing. Stubby landing gear, really wide footprint and short. So good. A Byron. Wow. I like P4. They fly good, dude. I remember when I was, pretty early at this and I had that Snorton Bull 1.1 uh P47 and um man, it flew so good that I thought I was good. I wasn't, but it made me feel like I was. That thing was amazing. No, we haven't talked about the SR-71. Yep. It's a they make it. Uh-huh. That's a good idea, Philip. Yeah, Wild Bill's Real Flight Fly-In tomorrow night. Great place to dust the rust off for sure. Which Spitfire, Philip? Honestly, man, I'll fly I got an Aero Scout to put together too it's easy. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I have flown a bunch of them. I've never had my own. There's nothing to it, but I think it'll be a fun. I'd like to make a video on it, actually. I've always wanted to, believe it or not. Dad's got two Frankensteins that he's going to get in the air. Nice. I'm sure a lot of these guys follow Ramey RC, the guy that builds the planes for Tyler Perry. I saw a clip of a taxi test that ended up being a flight uh, during halftime. The 1.1 Duraflyer, the obvious 1.5, they both fly exactly the same. Michael Bear said Ramey is slightly out of your league. The funny thing about you, though, is you fly real ones, but then your models you build out of pizza boxes or Harbor Freight. Like, I don't even know if you're kidding or not, if that's true or what. Yeah, some kind of jet. It looked like a little corporate jet, not like a like a big dog. I don't know. It didn't have any. It wasn't really painted up yet, so I couldn't see how many windows were supposed to be on it or anything. Nothing wrong with pizza boxes, yeah, man. But flying real ones puts you in the league. Regardless. there's a level of street cred that comes with that. I'm not sure you're fully taking advantage of. Yeah, he's some kind of comedian. I think he likes dressing up like his grandma and then is funny. Is what that is. I haven't either. I haven't either. But that dude's hangar's nicer than most of our houses. Roy, get out. Shut your mouth with that. I mean, that one team showed up to play today, and one team didn't. Brutal, man. Brutal. I mean, twice this year. I mean, we saw it happen to our Notre Dame and Chiefs. I mean, it's hard not to like the Eagles, man. Number 26 has been remarkable. I think led the league this year and maybe all time rushing. He's been something to watch this year for sure. And Jalen Hurts has been on fire, dude, without a doubt. I mean, obviously, if you make it to that game, it wasn't by accident, you know. I just want to see a better game. I was disappointed with the Notre Dame Ohio deal too. It's just like I wanted it to be a closer game, and it just never felt like it was. And then the insult to injury. I mean, it's better than going out with 0 points, but it's like once you relax and start firing off, all of a sudden they got 22 points. It's like start that way. The super droll. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how long he lingered about because I came and got on here right away, but he's probably already on the plane, dude. Out of here. All right, Eric. See ya. Yeah. It's a Boeing 777X, and the fuse is 10 meters long. Wow. He went and said his words to Jalen Hurts, and then I don't think we saw him after that. No, I never did. I was asking for somebody else. I still got the stalker on it, which I'm okay with. Mine still didn't even have the decals on it. It said it's still the way it came. There's a part of me that thinks it needs some RCAF nomenclature on it. And if I squint, I'll think it's a T6. I need to finish up that cockpit. Actually, I had a lot of projects kind of going. I have one guy, Keith, expressed interest in the battery tray for the Kristen Eagle. Anybody else has the Hanger 9 Kristen Eagle wants a battery tray, hit me up in Messenger or email or something. Let me know. Jay Woody says the scale Helly's has caught his interest. The scale ones grab my attention more than not scale ones do. What's up, John? Easy with the big words. I didn't go to college, man. I can use big words for free. Michael Bear. There's been a few videos, I think, from them on that thing. I saw one of them, and I thought I was listening to myself talk with some of the word choice, if I'm being honest, and a dick at the same time. Glad to be such an inspiration. I think it was a windy day. You know what I mean? But I mean, when you're flying a solid black paper plate, it's going to be sketchy if it's windy. You know what I mean? It's neat. You know, I mean, if you're wanting one of those, that's the only choice you have, really. If you want retracts and stuff. So there's that. You know what I mean? I mean, it looks fine. I think it was windy. And he mentioned that. I think it's part of that plane, though, too. I mean, it's made to go mock, you know, craziness. And so slow flight's not its jam, is what I'd point out. But I mean, it looks like it looks like a nice rendition of it. You know what I mean? The whole thing is a leading edge. So to have the thing's designed to fly straight, fast, and high. So the way we have to fly them in a racetrack is going to be a little coordination would be required. And it looks like, I think, does it have its own gyro? It probably does. Flight controller situation. It probably does. Yeah, the parachute thing is neat. The tires are cool. What do they ask for that? 8 bills? Yeah, you get planes without gyros, but you get plug and plays. I mean, it's nice having them, you know. I mean, you can't beat the bind and fly deal. For $30 more, you get a receiver that by itself would cost $100. It's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. What's up, Dwayne? Came on late today after the Super Bowl just so I don't mess up my 6-year streak. Yeah, bind and fly. Why not? Why not, man? And, you know, you don't have to use safe, which is cool. And if you factory reset them, you can turn off the AS3X if you don't want it. But you got to reset it so you can get in there and do it. Research and development, man, I wish I knew. Philip asked if anybody's done the Cirrus emergency shoot in RC. Probably not, because it still lands nose first, doesn't it? Yeah, R&D on a plane like that, like mold costs or everything. It's not weird to have two of the same plane. Eddie K, I wouldn't know, man. I wouldn't really know. My guessing is not based on much knowledge. Mostly a guess. I mean, limited knowledge. I'd guess an easy 100K on the mold for something like that. They quit that though pretty soon after that. I haven't seen them do that for a while. I mean, the place went nuts when the president showed up today, which is quite a different vibe than not that long ago. What's up, boss? You got 3 of the 64 millimeter Vipers. That's what's up. Yeah, it would be cool to replicate. I just think if they come in on their nose, that makes sense why it's not something you see. No, I didn't. You'll have that. F250. Looks like it's got an 8-track cassette. Yeah. Support material is sometimes seriously something to get out. That's all support. But it's the price you pay. The 51st state. I don't know, man. What's up, Rogers? Video games forever. You guys answer this one. What do you guys think is the best foam 3D airplane for a 4S? Which 4S, 2200 or 3200? Which milliamps? What's up, Richard? 2200. It's almost too light for some things, but I would say 2200 4S. You could rock the timber all day, turbo timber evolution. It's a little light for like the 1.2 warbirds. Did he say 3D plane? I wouldn't think that'd be enough for the E-flite 300. 3D airplane for a 4S battery. I don't know. Seems like a short flight to me in the extra. Just because the extra is what, 51-inch wingspan? I think they may mention a 22, but I'm telling you, I'm betting 3,200, 4,000 is like the sweet spot. $64mm Viper, yeah. He's wanting a 3D plane though. MPD. I'm thinking, didn't they used to have the ultimate biplane? Yeah, that's probably a good choice for that. Victor said the E-flite Ultimate 3D biplane. That probably is a good choice. Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. Sky Prancer. Is that a real thing? Do you have an affiliate with Harbor Freight, dude? There used to be a U2. I haven't seen one for a while. Phase 3 had a U2. But I don't bet you can find one anymore. E-flite Ultra Stick can do anything. The yellow and white one, it pretty much can. I still think a 2200 wouldn't be enough in there for very long. The sticks do 3D. Yeah, but can you put a 4S on the slow Ultra Stick though? No, but you could get a stick and do it. I mean, basically, my thing is get the plane you want, and if it needs other batteries, do it. I get wanting to make what you have work, though, for sure, but you can't always get what you want. Prancer size video. Anybody seen that? I haven't. Has anybody put the electro streak through 3D stuff yet? I mean, I'm sure to a degree. I mean, you're not going to have that hover business happening, but I think some of those other moves you can do, but they'll be doing them fast. You know, Prancer size. I don't know. I'm afraid I'll get reported if I look at something like that on Google. Check it out, y'all. Let me know. That should be a rock song. Yeah. Can't always get what you want. I'll make a note of that. And I think can't always get what you want. So what would be a good first line? I saw her today at the reception. Yeah. I think is how it goes. All kinds of man. Yeah, I'm printing stuff right now. I'm printing the bench seat for the Ford F250. And it's done, basically. But of course, it's the same as it ever was. It's not been figured out. This just came off before the stream, which is the dashboard for the F250. There's the grill. And I actually threw some paint on it today too. I need something. I got planes. I just don't have time flying or the weather right now. So I keep nerding out on these trucks. Yeah, actually, Rogers, I'd like to have another printer. I want the Kelly and Kirk. I know Kelly has the 300 millimeter print bed Creality new one. And I like the idea of that bigger print bed. A resin printer would be cool, but it just looks super messy, man. Super messy. But the fidelity you get off a resin printer is pretty good. But I'm also a resin printer would be great for like some of the smaller stuff. If you didn't want to do finish work. The resin printer chemicals probably do stink too, yeah. The next video on the NX10, I don't know yet. I was probably going to just try to knock out I was going to do that today, but I was pissing around trying to fix an oven all day. I was going to knock out an easy one like throttle cut, and then maybe like dual rates. We were talking about what it is you guys would like to see last time. So I've got a list, and feel free to mention it now. What do you want to see? Video games forever, man. The thing about planes is figure out where the swap meets are too. That way you can sell your old stuff to get new stuff. You know what I mean? That's the way. What'd you forget, boss? This little $25 part, though, if it works, then I'm an absolute stud, Roy. Oh, I don't know. Ultra microplanes. There's that. There's that. Dwayne, no, I have not thought about getting an Orlando RC. And I'll tell you why. And I hope I don't sound like a snob. But my whole time in RC, I've been pretty happy with some of the like what I'd call the major brands. And it boils down to the what I perceive to be a better part support for them. I know in YouTube land, there's great benefit in doing everything and some of the more inexpensive items. And that's why I've got peers who've absolutely passed me up on the numbers. And I don't really care too much because they've done a lot of that stuff where I just really won't. I've stuck really pretty close to what I consider to be some of the better brands in RC. But so I just haven't had any experience with it other than when somebody would bring one into the shop, I couldn't ever fix it. I couldn't get parts for it. I didn't have a vendor. If there was parts to get for it, I was paying retail. There was no way I could support them. And so my first taste in my mouth with that Orlando stuff was, oh gosh, this guy again. So I haven't really looked at them, to be honest. So, but that's what that, you know, that's what my opinion's based on. Not that it's valid, but that's where it comes from. Mixing, rates, time setting on flying. I would show flaps. I would show how to do flaps. I will not show somebody how to do, I mean, I might, but I'd rather not. Like with the only mixing I do is flap to elevator. A-Main has them now. I mean, that's great, especially if they support it. And I think you got a place like A-Main who they're pretty big, honestly. But they don't really have any OEM brands of like cars and planes. They do have some OEM upgrades and that eco power stuff and ProTech, and there's some brands they have, but they're not like, from what I can remember, like cars and planes and stuff like that. But if they could pick up a brand like that and whip them into shape, that would be cool. And I mean, probably is for what those things cost. You know, sometimes I would always say be ready to get two of them. Because if you can't get parts, then you can you know, keep one of them going, maybe. I'm just not familiar with them. Nice. I got nothing bad to say about their support. But most of what they sell is available everywhere else also. You know what I mean? Setting up a gyro. Man, I just did that. Didn't I? Or you want more than that, than the flight modes? I mean, the defaults are perfect most of the time. That's why I left them right there at 40, 50, 60. But I'm glad to do it. But I haven't looked into it. You know what I mean? So if it was me, I would definitely. Yeah, I just did a video on the flight modes, and I mean that's one of the trickier parts was just setting up the flight modes all the way and properly. And I did just do a video on how to set up safe with flight modes. But if it's me, I'm definitely checking out the listing and seeing what kind of parts are available too. Like those common parts you're gonna need. You know what I mean? I will bring you guys in the if you guys want to see the Ford real quick. It's not done, but I got the green on it that I'm thinking of. So if you guys want to see it, let me know. Meanwhile, I enjoy ripping on this the supports. I just play with them. Man, the weekend goes by way too fast. And one plane flies good. That's more than enough for me. Love driving to the weed field, fly my plane once every few months. Nice. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with keeping it simple. I think it makes sense having enough of a fleet or a collection that if one is down, you can go when you want to. But by all means, not everybody is as nuts as half of us. What time is it here? 11:30. Works only 3 days a week. That must be nice. That must be nice. I don't know how many planes I have. I still have a bunch. I'd get rid of some though. I would thin the herd and get. I'd sell a few to get one. You know what I mean? Like bigger, mess with some wood or whatever. Planes a little bit. You got a bunch of drones, Dwayne? Nice. I've had a few of the DJI deals before, but I got rid of them. I never used them much. But what I got them for if you're on YouTube, the FAA has made it scary to do anything almost. Look at the Aero Scout, Dwayne. I think the Aero Scout is a fantastic first plane, or the Apprentice, ready to fly. Get it with the radio. Keep it simple. There's a lot of technology to them, but the beauty of the ready to flies is they're already set up. So you get to really see what it's all about. And if you like it, before you decide to go deeper, And it's one of those that for the guy who's cool just having one, man, that one would be fun for a long time. And because it's got the beginner, intermediate, and expert modes, it'll grow with you. So you can stay with that plane and stay comfortable with it as you turn off the training wheel, so to speak. Aero Scout, what is it? $299. Get you a $50 battery and charger. I think. What is that? I'm sorry. I think it's $199, and then with the battery and charger, but like little bundle, I think you're looking at $250. Let me look real quick. Double check it. If you're going to go look at Horizon, though, to go shopping, click the links in the description. Please support the channel that way. $400. Must be in Canada. Let's see. I'm looking on the site right now. Dwayne, I mean, kind of. The thing about bashers is you usually have hard case battery, a lot of times like a 4000. So a 3S 2200 is pretty much, honestly, that's really the biggest battery you'd want in that thing. Yeah, I was right. They're $199. And if you already have a charger, then you don't have to buy a charger, but you need a smart, battery. Doesn't have to be smart, but what you're looking for is the IC3 or EC3 connector is what you really want. Yeah, the Valiant's a good one. It depends on the size of your basher. So if you got 5000s, it's going to be too big. You know what I mean? The thing is that not only is it too big, like it would be hard for it to fit in there, but it's not even about the fitting. It's about the weight. You just don't want to make it too heavy. That's the real deal. Hey, Bill, check this out. I printed off these little caps. They're not, I'm going to paint them. So there, you still see like a beadlock ring right here on the tire. But if I paint the ring and this fake steely, I think that'll look cool. This is what they are. They're not awful. Stock. These are stock Honcho wheels. But like, if I paint it all the same, and I go with that, I got a nice steely looking tire. Yeah. All right, man. Let me run and grab that real quick. That is an SCX tire, Dwayne. Yeah. I'm working on 2 custom bodies, about to be 3 on the SCX6. And man, they're selling the Wrangler on big discount right now. It's like $200 or $250 off. I ain't prancing. The more you talk about it, I think I've seen it before. Is it where folks pretend they're horses? Hence the prance. I'm thinking so. Man. Yeah, all right. Let me go get it. I don't know if I'll get the whole thing, but what planes you selling? I need to come up with a list, dude. I can't even think of it right off the top of my head right now. I like the Reston stuff too, actually. And I like my buddies and I are doing these things a bunch, and our approaches are different. They're doing them where they can easily change the bodies over. And I'm not opposed to that. I spend a lot of effort on, I'm neurotic about the ride height and the arches. And I really spend a lot of extra to get them down low. And that is generally leads to me doing a little more work and cutting more floor out and stuff like that. So I'll show you guys that rig real quick. Yeah, Michael Bear, thank you, man. I can't wait I gotta come up with something for all that blank space, and I don't know what I want to put there yet. I made a test stencil, but I don't like it. It's all right. It was just a test, but the trimmer's truck stencil came out pretty good. Have you seen that one lately, Michael? Bro. How sick is that? Pretty wicked, I think. Dude, I even got the diffusers figured out. Those inner light things there. That was a trick. Shaggy's van? What, the mystery machine? I don't know what it said. Val and Earl, bro. You saw that? Yeah. I made that for my dad. That thing's wicked. That's a wicked project. That was on a FMS Jimny chassis. Dude, it's too big for the shot. My goodness. Hold on. I mean, it's asinine, this thing. Can I back up far enough to even show it off? No. The light gets in the way. A little better. The mystery machine, yeah. Yeah, this thing, it's not mounted all the way yet. It's a work in progress, sizing up. Um, all right, so that's pretty good there. Yeah, Dad, I will. That was a test right there. Um, it's hard to tell because it's huge, but this SCX6, it's pretty scale where I don't have a ton of space between the wheel and the arch on purpose. This thing is really big, and it's not done, but it covers. Look how the body and the wheels are. I mean, the body almost covers the wheels all the way. And I'm pointing this out because the Ford is not like that. The Ford, the tires stick out a lot. I've cut the arches up, and this is more of a scale one. It's got a lot hanging off the back end. So the departure back here, the bumper's not even on it. So there's the departure angle is going to suck for a crawler, but it's going to be cool, bro. And I mean, that gives you a little perspective on the size of it, dude. Oh yeah, the tires will totally rub on this one. Um, and that's okay. That's okay. It almost acts like a limiter or a bump stop, but it's not super ideal. So the Ford that I'm getting ready to bring in here and throw on this chassis, you'll see there's going to be a lot more articulation. But I get my bodies as low as I can get them. I don't like to see the chassis hang out below them. And I think they look better that way, and I think they perform a little better that way. So keeping center of gravity low and stuff like that. So let me grab the Ford, and you'll see the difference. Philip, I know it, right? Whatever I think of on that one, I'll probably be on here. So the little one's on leaf springs. This one's going to be coil. It already is coil over linked suspension. Yeah, but the Ford I did make a little smaller so I could perform with it better. And I made it smaller for the wheelbase. But bro, I think it's a 55 Chevy I have the files for, and it's got crazy. It's kind of smaller, but the fender flare, their fender things are huge on the step side bed, huge fenders and junk. And I'm totally cutting them up because so much of that round fender shape will still remain even if I cut a ton out of them. I'll show you a picture of it. Hold on. I'm always looking for the mix between scale and performance, but I already know I limited what this can do because of the way I built it. And I didn't want to cut on the arches on this one. So that's part of it. So yeah, I think this thing looks fantastic. I like it, but I'm gonna keep on making bodies for this. These have been our really great trucks for the wintertime, having the big ones. So I don't know, man. I'm digging this size. So are my buddies. I love the 10 scale, but this has been pretty fun too. All right, so note how big this is. This is very much more petite, so to say. And this is the green I was talking about before. Holes cut out so I can drop this joint. It's still not all the way dropped yet, but it's close. Bro, you can already tell how much smaller it is, right? It's still I've cut the arch a little bit here. This is stock, but I took it back. I got to take it back a little more, I think. Still getting it finalized, the ride height, but this is going to be sick. But this body is so much smaller. Look how much the tires stick out on this versus the other one, right? It's super heavy too. Just holding it, but yeah, the tires stick out considerable amount more than the other one. So it's going to perform so much better than the other one for a few reasons. The room to arch, I cut the arches up here too, and not just round, but to keep that forward shape. What goes up and the straight and it comes down. So I haven't sanded this yet or anything. This is just getting it dialed in, but we get the grill in there a little bit. It's going to be sick. So I'm thinking on this one, I think I'm gonna black out the bumpers and the grill. It's a little bit more of a modern F250. It's a 1969 F250, but it's going to be put together like I just built it up for rock crawling. So I'm okay if the arches are cut on this one. I didn't want them cut on the Travelall, but this dude, it's going to be blacked out. Yeah, and I thought I can do whatever I want with these wheels. You know, I can white those out or black them out or whatever. I was thinking black. I kind of like these wheels on this truck. So I was thinking about brass or black. I was thinking about leaving these wheels on here. And then I'm going to do some stuff to hide this business. But this is what you get when you don't have leaf springs. You get this crap in the back that you got to deal with. Yeah, I think this color green and those rims look fine together. And honestly, this will come up just a little bit and I'll be perfect. It's just got to come up a little bit back there. And I'll line up right there. Yep. So that's what's up. And if I tint the windows, I don't want to tint the windows, but if I tint the windows, I don't have to worry about the interior. You know what I mean? But this is that color green I was thinking about. And so I still got to do my filler and the stuff I like to do, but I wanted to go ahead and see it. And I'll sand it first, and then I'll put my glue filler I like on there and sand it again and stuff like that. But I've already painted rust underneath this green, and then the green, which is Magnolia Homes like flat matte paint. But when I'm all done with my patina in business, I can always put a coat of clear on here to either gloss it up, which will, if you gloss it up, it shows all the imperfections. But if it's got a big crazy patina on it, doesn't matter. You can hide it. But I kind of like keeping them satin a little bit. Satin's kind of like a flat shine. But yeah, so this one, it's still old school. It's still scale, but I don't lose any articulation like on the other. The other, I lose a lot of travel because of the way I have it. But I'm able to get pretty far up in it. I could cut some more arch out, but I'm in charge here. Like, I guarantee you, the arch will not go past this molding. I don't want it to. I kind of want to leave it where it is. So I can do two things. I can cut more, or I can raise it all. Right now, I've got this design to set down on this, which is an opportunity to mount the floor to the chassis, a really good one. I do that on a lot of these, where I use the bits that are here in body posts and make it easy. I don't do magnets and hinges yet, but what I do, I can undo. So yeah, I went ahead and took off the inner fenders and stuff for now. And this is kind of neat. I don't have to have any of this if I don't want it. But I've got it dialed. So I'm using it. And that fits on there pretty good. And the floor is right there at that bumper mount body post area. So good to go. Dwayne, that's a good idea if I like dualies. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't like dualies. But I like this. Let me show you this 55 Chevy I've got in the queue because it's got huge fender action, which I can cut a lot on before I steal the aesthetic, if that makes sense. CC, bro, what up? Did you see the travel all on here? SCX6, bro. SCX6. Tony, let me show you the travel all body. Not this one. Hold on. It's mock-up central is where we're living right now, bro. Mock-up central. Dude, yeah, it is. Tony, you ought to check out some of the videos lately because my buddies have Land Rovers that they've printed off. I've got one too, but mine is 10 scale, but it's the same one, and they printed it up to fit on these. Pretty sick, man. We went out in the snow, and then I've got this 10 scale job here. Blown up for this. Bruh. I mean, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Get out in the woods and get some fitness. Anyway, works in progress. It's the bodies aren't hard. The figuring out how you want to mount them up. It's not even figuring out how you want to mount them up. It's figuring out how you want to mount them up where you don't do detriment to the fact that you want to mount up multiples to the same thing. And I like my chassis as low as I can get them, as scale as I can get them. And so I go to extreme efforts to get things low. And so this one, I've robbed myself of some of the articulation. And this body almost covers the wheels all the way on the width, where the 4250 is definitely more performance oriented. I've cut the arches and the body's just smaller. So the articulation isn't going to stop in the wheel well. Yeah. So pretty sick. Yeah. This one's leaf sprung on an FMS Jimny chassis with a lot of mods. Axle flip, all that mess. Take leaves out. Go brushless. Those FMS 16 Jimnys are like cheap now. They used to be $350. They're like $2. I know people talk smack about them, but bro, the transmission and motor is all one little compact unit, and it's all the way up in the front, and it stays out of the way, so you're able to maintain and do more of a scale interior when you want to do something. But you can always coil over base camp build stuff like this. Base camp builder's kit, straight axle. CJ7 3D printed files, stretched out, smacked up, flipped down, rubbed out for the interior. I got an articulated driver in this one. But yo, let me get this. I really want to see the Ford again, actually. So this one's going to be the Performer, though, for now. This is the Performer 6 scale once it's done. But I think this 55 I'm getting ready to show you will be even better, to be honest. Bro. And then just a tiny bit of spacer here, and I'm in the money. I ordered an extra set of these so I can trim these back. They're still going to do the job of helping hold it all on and all, but yeah, super fun builds. Let me show you the 55 though. And honestly, man, it's hilarious to me. The guys, I was the only one that had a 6 in our group for the longest time. And then they went on serious sale, which they've been doing frequently. And so they ended up getting them. And we've been building 10 scale and messing with them and stuff. There's some cool stuff here, Tony, right now. But they grabbed the 6s. And man, when it's nasty in wintertime, I have really enjoyed having this size of a vehicle and the 2-speed that it comes with, bro, to bash through the winter terrain. It's been fantastic. So let me try to just send you a picture of Kelly's. And yeah, Dad, I will. Let's see. I'm just going to airdrop a picture to you guys. And then I'll tell you what I'm talking about doing with mine. Because it's been awesome. We've been doing this, but we have our own approaches to it. So it's all Kelly's fault for getting me started on this stuff anyway. But I'm going to try to find a picture. I thought I lightened one up because this picture was so dark. Yep, I did. All right, airdrop. This will be a perfect thing for me to show you guys. Yeah, big tires and the weight and then the 2 speeds makes it fantastic for the snow. Because our 10 scale stuff, the snow can't be very deep. And I took out that Willie's wagon in the snow and it did amazing, but the snow was only so much. All right, so let's see. Let me share this real quick and you'll see what I'm talking about. I should have just made it share window. Yeah, hold on a minute, man. Cool. Oh, this is perfect. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. But I see loads of opportunity. So check this out. Look at this. So that's a S86, and that's like a 55 Chevy. Now, he rides with his pretty high. And he's able to keep the scale arches that come on that. And if I was making it 10 scale, I'm pretty sure I could lower it and keep that depending on how I did it. But you can, I don't know if you can see the bottom of the chassis. Can you see my cursor? And then the bottom of the truck. He's got a spacer in there to hide. Yeah, I would never do it this shiny personally. But look at the spacer between the bed and the bottom of the chassis, like the rock rail, right? So can you guys see my cursor? So I'm thinking, dude, there's almost a little molding right here, it looks like, in that fender. I'm thinking I can cut that. You can't see my... Anyway, imagine you're looking at the rear fender, and there's a line above the arch. And then even instead of sticking below the bed, I can have it stop at the bottom of the bed. So anyway, I think there's a lot of opportunity to for me to cut that arch up on the front and on the back, but still keep the fender shape and vibe. And I'll drop that son of a bitch down to the chassis rails, like I always do. I like to do that. I like my stuff low. So I'll be printing off one of these pretty soon too, is what I'm getting at. But Kelly's looks killer, and his is done. And if they're able to crank them out because they don't mess with them as much. And if you do as high as they do their Rovers and this truck, there's way less messing around on the floor and interiors to do. You're able to keep more of that interior and floor and truck bed and all that if you just leave it alone. But I can't do it, man. So he scaled this file up to 134%, and this is what he got. What, stretch out the truck? You or go widthwise and yeah, you can always put yeah, Tony, check it out, dude. There's been a couple pretty okay crawler ones lately, I think. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. I don't have a picture of the front on me. I'll try to see if I got one. But this truck looks fantastic, dude, and his job looks fantastic. Are you talking about sticking the wheels out farther, Dad, or stretching out the wheelbase? Anything can be done. Some can be done for nothing. I've already stretched out the wheelbase on my SCX6 to fit that travel all. So that's what I'm working with now. Yeah, I'd have to get awfully wide to be able to keep those fender. I guarantee you from the front, it's sticking out. Let me see what I got from him. I took some pictures of me cutting my fenders out a little bit farther out to not need to trim the fenders. Yeah. You could. But I hate messing with I don't mind cutting what's there. I would rather cut what's there than change the aesthetics of it. But yeah, let me show you. This is as good a pic of the front as I can get. Hold on. But it looks dynamite, man. And I mean, I'm not going to have to lose the fenders to do what I want. I'm just going to have to lose some of the fenders to do what I want. Yeah, I'm cutting on the fenders because unless I'm literally making it scale where the wheels tuck inside like they're supposed to, then I'm cutting them. I just already know. And it's fine. It's cool. I can do it. So let me see if I can share this one. The new pic. I got to open it first. Wait a minute now. Come on, bro. Okay, I got to send it. I got to send it to me. There we go. All right, now. Bro. Where'd it go, dude? All right. There it is. I mean, essentially the tires are hanging out way wider than the truck already because this is a step side deal and then the front of it narrows like tapers, right? So split window, dude. I mean, like I'm totally cool with cutting this up. And I think it would be cool to have, you know, I think doing a 10 scale one and to keep the fenders scale would be cool too. But a lot of people cut up power wagons and stuff like that. Man, this looks every bit. It looks like one a lot. This may be the Sanford and Son truck or very close to it, actually. But I think you see what I mean, where I can keep aesthetically so much and have a lot to work with in regards to what I'd be cutting. So that's what I'm thinking on that one. And I can slam mine a bunch, I think, that way. Yeah. And man, believe it or not, that's what I'm saying. I'm chopping the openings, the arches themselves. I mean, look at the top of the fender, right? There is so much sidewall of that fender flare business to cut on. I'm pulling up the other one again. son of a gun. I gotta go through it all. There it is. Yeah, look at that. So much. I mean, I can bring that son of a gun down. So I can cut. There's almost a line that's in it, in the middle between the arch itself and the top of the shape. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep as much of the front here as I can, where the lights are and the grills and all that. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity. And like, for me, because I know what I'm going to cut on the front, that means I can scoot the whole truck body up forward and not have to cut into the grill business. Yeah, I'm totally moving it forward. Because I got a lot of room to go. Most of the room is behind the arch. So move this whole thing forward so I can maintain the grill and the lights is what I'll do. And then it'll be cut along pretty close to the top, and then more like this, and then pick that curve up on the front. Yeah, and same here. Yeah, whatever it needs. A complete one-piece wing. I mean, there's a few of those. I'd look at the 1.1 size if you're wanting a wing that doesn't come apart. Like the little yellow 1.1 Trojan, the wing doesn't come off. I mean, it comes off, but it's not in half. But yeah, I think you guys see what I mean. This looks fantastic. But like, these fenders hang below the body. And if I can keep that, I will, but I don't think I have to keep all of it. And so I'm going to cut, bro. I mean, aesthetically, I'll keep the margin so there's some peeking out below the body. But yeah, it's going to be slide the whole thing forward a little bit. And then, because if you're asking me, I've got all the way up till it's flat to cut on if I needed to and still maintain the looks pretty much of it. Exactly. Yeah, little by little. You get it as close as you can and start sizing. But the most important thing really is you start on the front so you can keep all this cool stuff on the front with the headlights and the grill and whatever bumper, I don't want to mess with that. So I'll scoot the whole thing up and cut back here where all this meat is first. Yeah, man. And I think I can really keep the aesthetics of this car and drop it a bunch and, make it look like is made together at the same time. I mean, that's what guys do on some of these. You've got options. You can jack it up and keep it as scale as you can, or you can slam it and cut on it. I'm going to slam it. Oh, yeah. No, it looks amazing. And that's what's cool about the way we do things. Me and Kelly's Land Rovers, the 10 scale ones, are completely different, even though they're the same. Mine, you cannot get lower. My Land Rover cannot go lower. It's chassis on the floor. But they're able to knock them out faster than I am because there's less messing around. I cut a lot of floor to drop these things, and they're able to just rock it, bro. and print one after the other and throw them on there. He's got, it's hard to see, but there's these cool, I hate to say rock rail, but it's like a running board. Yeah, he's got a running board piece that he designed to fill that gap between the chassis and the truck, so you're not seeing the battery through there. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. Right. Which is why scooting this thing up, man, will work for me. And the only reason he didn't is because he didn't want to cut on it. But I'm cutting, bro. I'm cutting. I'm cutting and dropping. Because there's a lot of room to work with. And the tires, because that bed is narrow and the front is tucked, there's a ton a cool opportunity there, I think. And I haven't done anything like that. So I'm definitely willing to. Otherwise, what's the next option? The next option is you keep it exactly the way it is and make it bigger, the whole thing bigger. But when you do that, guess what? Now the stinking wheelbase gets bigger too. You're going to have to cut anyway. So with him telling me 134% looks like this on an SCX6, it'll look good. I've not had to do one twice yet. So if this is 134%, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Absolutely. And I'm pretty pumped about it because mine will be different colors and it'll be riding different. It'll be interesting. It'll be cool. I'm so glad he got those files. And dude, that'll be my third SCX6 body that I've got to still make work. And that'll be sick. And I think progressively I'm making them better performers. Like the Travelall, pretty scale, pretty big, lost some of the articulation range. This one, I got some articulation range back. Not all of it. But that thing, I think I can have it all. I think that thing will be all the articulation it has on the front and the rear and look cool and be dropped. I think it'll be sick, dudes. And honestly, I could stand to get a little bigger because I'm cutting so much. I could. But man, he's rocking it at 134. It looks pretty good like that. I think I'm going to go with that. Oh, those designs are killer. Killer. What other planes are you looking at, Ido? I mean, that would help a little too if I knew what you were looking at already. I mean, if you just go shopping and look at the manual, you can see any of the planes at Horizon, for instance. If you go to the plane and click parts or whatever, the manual PDFs are right there. You can see how they go together, which will let you know, if it's a one piece or not. And I tell you, I told you guys I'm not much for the shine, but I think this green needs the. I kind of might do. I don't know. I'm still going to do my patina stuff, but I may do that shine on it. I think that green needs it a little. I got a bench seat that's almost done over here. 6 minutes on the bench seat. K10 High Trail. Dwayne, here's the deal. They already have a Ford, though. High Trail. It'll be like perfect fit. I mean, these are cool, without a doubt. But, bro, be honest. If you had the Ford K10, or if you had the Ford High Trail, it's the same wheelbase, same components, same clip-in fender business. Yeah, it's thinner Lexan, but spray the inside with Flex Seal. Call it a day, dude. It's just it just depends how much messing around you want to do. But I wanted that Ford High Trail, but it always hurt my feelings to buy one of those and then immediately lose the 2.2s and slam it. It just I still think it'd be great though. 1.9s and slam it. But bro, I'm just telling you, this is a lot of work. And it takes a while to get them done, especially when you're working on a handful of them. I got the Unimog going. I got this going. I got Travelall going. That Travelall needs wipers and a fake business name. I still need to put little things. Still need to do wipers on the white Willys wagon over here. I'm just saying, ease of use, bro. That Ford body's already going to be a drop on. Now you're going to pay for it too, right? I mean, that body's like $150 or something stupid, isn't it? But it's dynamite. It's going to fit. It's going to fit. You have to take, if it hurt my feelings to think about throwing away the 2.2s or taking them off, throwing on 1.9s and getting shorter shocks, it would really hurt my feelings to take the inner fenders and all those bits that make it clipless off to try to reinvent a way to do one of these on it. Same way with I always do try to repurpose, but it'd be tough. Yeah, dude, 1.9s, spin that preload out or throw some shorter shocks on there, dude. A couple chunks of brass on the diffs helps tremendously. But it's the ride height is where that suffers. And honestly, too, if you got 1.9s on there, then you could afford to do hex adapters to widen the footprint a little, which would help it too on the side hilling. But you've already helped it a lot by getting rid of the 2.2s. But I would also lower the suspension a little bit, potentially. Dude, I'm going to pull this bench off and then we'll end the show. It's literally it's like, got to be close. Let me look on my Bamboo app. %. 1 minute. That's fun, Jason. Yeah, the game sucked. I mean, it was okay. No, it wasn't. Even if you're a Philly fan, you wanted to see a game. I like that second speed those things have, though. I do. And that's but I think I'm also happy running 3S on my stuff especially if I do the 2300 kV. But even the 1800 kV stuff with a 3S is okay. It makes up for not having a second gear. It gets it done. But man, the SCX6 with a second gear, dude, it's a different animal. And man, when you're on the trails with these, second gear, you're spending less battery. And then getting high for crawling stuff. But second gear is the way to fly, bro. It's done. Let's pull this bench and beat it. It's hard to see the detail, but it's there. It's cool. No way. Is that solid too? Certainly not. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's almost easier to do this while it's still hot. Hot off the press. Yeah. Some of this stuff is easier to do while it's still hot. Spectrum stuff is not bad. I have had a signal loss one time that I could think of, and it was when I was brand new at this, and I had some little tiny 39-inch wingspan airplane with, look at that, one big chunk. Bottom of the seat. And I certainly will have to do some cutting to make it work, I'm sure. But I don't care. There's always cutting to do. But you don't know until you take a look and see what you got. Man, that seat looks good texture-wise. Yeah, there'll be some cutting. It's got to go back a lot. Yeah, I got to cut this to make room for that big, I'm sure it's a spur gear or something. No big deal. That's probably going to work. One way to check it is to cheat. Cheat a little bit. That'll be okay. It's got to come down some, but that's okay. That's all right. So, yeah. So when I had the loss, I had, like I said, old school. It was a 39-inch wingspan plane, and I put a huge standard size servo in it to operate retracts that were bound up from the get-go mechanical garbage retracts before electric retracts. No BEC, and I browned out. Totally my fault. The reason why you hear more about Spectrum is because there's more of them out there. If you knew how many Spectrum radios were out there versus anything else added up all together, Spectrum would win. So that's why you hear more. Plus, people never want to take our people are good people, but there's a lot of people out there that are going to always blame the equipment instead of ever taking any accountability on their own. Yeah, man. I don't have any problem with it at all. I've been running it forever. All right, guys. That's it for me, dog. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming by. Next Sunday, we may not be here at all. So if I can pop in on my phone, I will. So we will see you in the next one. I think that 55 is going to be cool. It's all going to be cool. Getting it done would be cool. Dude, I got the mirrors and everything for this. And whenever I get one of these, I'm able to repurpose it. I've got the radiator and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is make the radiator, I'm going to add the cylinder shapes I need to on the radiator to be the body posts that hold this thing in. The only trick is going to be figuring out how I want to attach the radiator to the body to make it happen. Lots of opportunities, especially since I've got all my fill and finish work to do still. Like the bumper on this one is, I didn't have to do it this way, but I did because I didn't want the hood to come off on this one. So I picked this version. The bumper's already on it. It needs a ton of finish work. I don't like the way it looks, but if I need to fasten with real fasteners anything, dude, I'll countersink it and fill. I'll hide it. And then I can get that radiator to fit and screw to this bumper and mount on the underside of the hood. And also, this is huge structure here that I can do whatever I need to do with. And then so the radiator can have posts, just cylinders. I'll just add them to it in Tinkercad. And at that point, all I have to do is mount the radiator. And I think that's something like that will be what I do for the travel all as well. And then literally, I don't have to do anything but pull body clips and the bodies, and they're done. They're off. And I put on a different body. All I'll have to do is plug in. The light kits are like one servo lead. That's it. Nothing fancy. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys. We're out of here in 5. Hanger rats forever. We'll throw you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We will see you next time. Bye now. Yeah, you guys are the best. Check out our buddy Wild Bill tomorrow for the Real Flight Fly-In. Check out Urban Legend RC. They stream like 3 times a week. Might still be on now. I kind of doubt it. I started late today. But check them out. They're basher guys, crawler guys, a little bit of flying. They're a fun time. So check them out if they're still on or just in general. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Boom.